Whispers float in empty halls, footsteps echo down the walls. Shadows break where secrets lie. Every echo holds a hidden sign. Blow the trace along the crime, a hush that haunts the night, the fear that lives in light. Unravel lines of twisted lies. In the dark, the story waits unseen.
And here we go.
Hi, I'm Rochelle, the Psychic Sleuth. Spirit shows me patterns across past, present, and future. What comes through can be symbolic, metaphoric, or not always literal, though sometimes it is. Messages often carry multiple meanings that weave together through energetic tracking, prophetic sequencing, and blueprint mapping. I know I talk fast sometimes, it's just how spirit flows through me. You can always replay or slow down if you need to. I triple check what I receive with astrology and cards, but this isn't about being 100% right. It's about truth, responsibility, and integrity. I'm the one sitting with spirit on these cases, so this is a space for truth seeking, not debate. Please respect the work. If you can't honor spirit, this may not be the place for you. And before we start, I want to make something clear. My process has evolved for a reason. I don't use sitters anymore. I don't do live channeling on heavy cases, and I won't be performing on command. That's not safe, it's not accurate, and it pulls the work off track. I work the way spirit directs me, through mediumship, pattern recognition, astrology validation, cards when needed, and prophetic sequencing. Every layer strengthens the message and protects the integrity of the case. Please don't tell me how to do my job. This isn't about entertainment. It's about truth, responsibility, and helping families. If my style isn't for you, that's okay. But this is how I work, and this is how the work stays accurate. You can support me I have partnered with the company Astro Song. It is a song based on your birth chart. You enter your birth information, and they make a song for you. You can pick the length that you want your song, how many verses you want it. I will put a little clip here of mine. If you're interested, there is a link in the Linktree in the description box with everything else. You can enter my name, Rochelle Lapham, in all caps. Again, information in the description box below for a 10% discount.
And they can see a constellation of complexity. Balance light and shadow with such grace. Every scar became a sacred space. Rachel, you don't need to prove your worth. You've been enough since the day of your birth.
Just a taste so you could get an idea. I appreciate all your love and support. Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry everything's been so crazy. It's been wild with the channel getting hacked and everything, and it's been a little tough on me. So I'm back, and the REM pod's going off. I'm trying to get some work done and bring you cases. Now, all the ways to support the channel are below. I do have my store now. It's feralcelestial.shop. You can find personalized gifts there. I'm putting this up here really quick. I will take it down, but I wanted to show you guys. That's my little ginger, and I was just really proud of that pillow. But the ways that you can support me for free are liking, subscribing, commenting, nice comments, of course, and just being a part of the channel. That really does help me continue to bring you videos. If you would like to support in other ways, the GoFundMe is still up. I still have to pay off the air conditioner and get caught up on things. So every little bit helps. I appreciate the support so much. If you would like to purchase something from my store, that is also helpful. If you would like to book a reading or look in the PayHip store, those things are also helpful as well. The readings are Wednesdays and Thursdays. If I have to open up more, I will, but that is what I'm doing now because I'm trying to balance everything out. I would like to bring you guys more cases, but I have to have the support to do so. So that's where the struggle has been and why you haven't seen very much of me besides my channel getting hacked. So in order to do this work, you have to have some kind of support, whether that's free support, it doesn't matter, the algorithm going, whatever that may be. So I want to say I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being a part of the community. And I'm just going to say that I guess with the whole hacking that, which I'm going to have to remake the playlist, I think. They don't seem to be there, or most of them don't seem to be there. But I'm just going to call it a rebirth, and hopefully, hopefully everything goes smoothly from now on, and it's been kind of a bumpy couple months. So all the love and support is very much appreciated. Now, if you're new here and you don't know how I work, everything is described in the video ahead. I like to explain it so that people can understand how this works. I only get the information I am supposed to receive. I cannot promise I will see anything or everything or what you want me to see, but I ask you that you please respect the reading and respect the channeling that I'm doing, okay? I don't like to debate or argue. This is what I'm getting. I'm the one sitting with spirit, so this is it. As you can see, the REM pods has a lot of opinions tonight. Sorry, I'm already feeling a little high or ungrounded or drunk in a way. Now, the interesting thing about Nolan Wells is I actually was getting information. I don't know if it was before this happened or around the time it happened. I wasn't aware of it yet. It was just randomly doing, putting my products together because the whole part of the store is to support this work. I'm trying to have that so that it can support this, so that I can bring you more cases because, I need a little bit of support with the true crime work, and I want to work more cases for you guys. I want to bring you guys more cases, but I also have to take care of things, as you know. Anyways, so I was sitting there and I was doing products, and like all of a sudden I saw this guy speeding on a boat. Now, it can be symbolic. It doesn't mean it was necessarily exactly like that, okay? But it could have. I feel like it was a symbol for something. I didn't know who they were. They looked a lot like Nolan. And I didn't know who Nolan was at the time. So I kind of just like let it go, put it in the back of my mind, figured that I would figure it out eventually when whatever came across my path was supposed to come across my path. Now, if you guys don't know, this is actually how I pick my cases most of the time. Sometimes they'll give me a vision before it happens or around the time it happens. Sometimes I'll be drawn to it or pulled to it. I honestly don't pick the cases because I've learned that I'm not supposed to work every case, and certain cases align with me. If you've seen this going off, this is spirit. They've been doing this on and off all night, but those are both, everything up here is spirit energy. So even if you see the light flash, that's also spirit energy. So I kind of left it, and before my channel got hacked, this lady said, "Hey, can you work Nolan Wells?" I was like, "Who's that?" I haven't heard anything about it because I kind of been in my own little world. Life's been really, really rocky. So I looked it up, and I saw situation about the boat and everything, and I saw his picture, and I was like, well, holy crap, that kind of looks a lot like the guy that I was seeing on the boat. So I wanted to work it, everything. Fast forward again, I was doing some more creativity stuff, and I think something popped up on the news or something. Sometimes that'll happen and it'll like trigger a vision. And so something like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it popped up, and I think it had something to do with him. And so I'm having a hard time thinking because sometimes that happens with spirit, and I really feel high, honestly. I saw him being rolled over a boat, like the side of a boat, like one of those boats that like I don't know if it's like a speedboat or what. I don't know nothing about boats, okay? Just as one of those ones that, you drive and you have a good day on the lake or whatever. Anyways, I saw him being pushed, like rolled over the side. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. And that was an interesting triggering of the vision. And so at that time, it kind of made me feel like it wasn't I feel like there was something that happened accidentally that was then covered up because of whatever was involved in the situation. So that's the way I took it. Now, visions are always as we sort of perceive them. I think this is going to be the best. Let me see if I can make it better. I don't want to... it makes me small. I don't know which... I think that's the best one. Okay. So what I'm going to do to start off with, since the information kind of seems to be coming a little faster, is I'm going to try to channel Nolan and see what I can get. A lot of times when I'm working cases, I will then follow up with cards or EVPs or whatever. I like to do multiple different ways to validate what I'm getting and to get extra information. That is just the way that I work. I try to get as much as possible, and only given what I'm meant to receive. So this is for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Viewer discretion is advised, depending. Now, the one thing I always tend to feel with him is my head hurting, and I've been feeling like I need to cough a lot today. So ever since like I sat down and I was going to do this reading, the REM pod started going off. I started feeling high, drunk, whatever you want to call it. So I told Tracy, I was like, why do I feel drunk, high, whatever? I just feel off of it, and I shouldn't. I don't know why. And actually I've been trying to get to do this for a while, but you know, I had a lot going on. So as if you guys don't know, I scribbled to kind of bring it in. I will edit this so that there's not so many pauses and whatnot, but we'll see what happens. Now, I do know that the very first thing that I kind of thought of when I saw him was Noah Presgrove. Felt like a kind of a very similar case. Maybe not exactly, but there's similarities there, and Spirit will often draw links to similar cases that I've worked, so I can kind of understand the energy around it. And in that instance, in my opinion, if you've seen my readings already, I feel that was definitely a cover-up. And this sort of feels the same thing as a protective sort of thing, just from what I'm seeing. Now, this, I don't feel like it was pre-planned or anything like that. I just think that things went awry, which is what it's kind of come across that way. But I feel like Nolan was a very stand-up guy. I feel like he was athletic. I know that there's some of the stuff that's out there, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting. I feel like he was athletic. I feel like he was a good friend. I feel like he was one of those types of guys that people could come and talk to if they wanted to talk to him. Or if they wanted to talk to him, he was a good one. He was a good friend, and he would listen and have advice. And I feel like he had kind of this a little bit of a contagious personality, a contagious laugh. That kind of comes across. He was very much like well-mannered. And I feel like he was well-mannered, and I'm getting a reference to good grades in school. So I don't know if he ever got a scholarship, or I'm hearing like valedictorian. Even if it's not exactly that, it can be like those types of grades, that type of energy. I don't know if he just graduated, or I'm getting like the sash, like when you graduate, and I'm seeing it with blue, but I don't know if that's just symbolic when they're showing it to me blue, or it actually was blue. But he's showing me that, so I don't know if he just graduated, or this had something to do with like an after graduation party, or like around kind of that thing. And if he had plans to go to college, and I keep getting a reference to a scholarship, so I don't know if there was a scholarship, or there will be, but there's a reference to scholarship. And I also like I haven't been, like I've been in my own little world, so I don't really know a lot of what's going on, or who he is, or anything really about him. But there's a reference to basketball, so I don't know if he played basketball, and I don't know if he ever... There's also a reference to track, so I don't know if he ever ran track, or this is talking about someone else. But just take all the puzzle pieces that I'm saying, okay? But he keeps putting this sash on me, so like I feel like it's one of those graduation sashes, or people wear at graduations. I keep seeing it in blue, and he's pulling his tassel to the other side, so that's telling me that he is he has graduated. I just realized when I channel like this I don't like to look at myself, so I'm taking myself off of the camera. So I'm hearing like buds. So I don't feel like he was a huge partier, right? But this feels like it's a celebration or something I didn't do very often, or I'm invited and I want to go and I want to have a good time. And maybe I don't know exactly what my limits are. Maybe I'm being a little reckless because everybody else is just like having a good time. Like I feel like there's a lot going on in my life to celebrate, and I kind of just want to hang loose, have a good time. There's that kind of energy that's like surrounding it. I don't want all these other people. I just want a picture of Nolan, and all these other things are popping up. So I'm hearing like buddies. So I don't know if he was close to some of them. I don't feel like this is it feels like it's a group of friends. And I also get a reference to possibly more like upscale. So I don't know if like he had certain friends that are connected to, financially well off, or there's that type of energy around somebody. My head started hurting again. So I always tend to get the back of my head hurting every time I talk about him, and I kind of can't breathe, but the front of my head is hurting for some reason. But so it's kind of coming across that like I see him running. So I don't know if he was like a good runner, a fast runner, or what this is, if he trained this way. Sorry, I'm trying to he's showing me different things about his life to sort of validate things. I feel like he could kind of be very charming and like a ladies' man. Like he comes across as a very kind of like, again, well-mannered guy who kind of just like wanted to go have a good time. Like that's just the way that it's coming across. And I don't know if he was getting ready to go off to college or he was going somewhere, because it feels like this is like a celebration before I go and do something. So I feel that's really important, because I feel like it's not something. I mean, he's 18. All kids at 18 have their party days, especially around certain times in their life and around certain people. And it's coming across that they were all just being sort of teenagers. And I feel like I don't know a lot about it, but I feel like it was like a mix of girls and guys. He's saying crush, so I don't know if there was a girl that like he had or somebody he had a crush on. That's sort of coming up, but like I feel like he was a well-liked guy. A very similar energy to Noah. They have very similar energies, and it's not to say that there wasn't any jealousy ever, because I feel like there was some jealousy somewhere around. He had a lot going for him. And he says cut short. But I think the whole reason why, oh my god, these dogs are pissing me off. He's showing me A's, so again, I mean good grades. I feel like his parents were really proud of him. I don't know if like there was a conversation before this about going. And it was like, I'll be all right. That kind of feeling comes across, maybe from mom. Like there was a conversation about the whole trip. That's kind of coming around. And I do keep seeing, so I don't know if he did take the boat by himself at all or whatever, because I kind of feel like he was enjoying that. Just like at the time he was there, not when this happened. I'm just saying in general, like kind of like joyriding in a boat. I'm hearing, or joyriding. So the way that it's, there's not gonna be like a whole like a deep dark secret as far as like a lot of information I'm gonna be able to get, because I feel like it's pretty straightforward. I think he just kind of wants the truth known, and I don't think it's to get really anybody in trouble per se, because the way that it's coming across is just like, I feel like he was one that would always kind of speak up about things if he felt like he needed to, but he could also keep secrets if he felt like he needed to keep a secret. So I think this is more for his parents than like, again, he doesn't want to get anybody really in trouble, but at the same time, I feel like he's talking about people need to like face the consequences or whatever of their actions because of what happened afterwards, because of allegedly it's coming across that there was a group of them. I'm getting reference to 5, and I don't know if that's like 5 people including him, because he's going like 5, 6. I don't know if that's 5 people and then him, or there's a reference to 5 people that know, or there's just a reference to 5, but he also takes me to 6. So I don't know if like he's the number 6 or exactly what that is, but up to interpretation. And I feel like there's a mix of girls. I don't know if like, because I feel that there was drinking going on along with the boating. And like they shouldn't have been drinking and boating, because I keep getting a reference to like an accident or something happening while they're in the boat. Because I keep going back to that vision of him on the boat. Now again, he was talking about how like, you know, maybe, I don't know if he's trying to show me like they were going fast, like or if that's something he did with like when he was take the boat. I'm not really sure, but it's coming across that like I feel like they were all drinking, they're all underage, they got into this pickle with the boat. He says something about like it's sinking. So I don't know if they hit a rock or they hit something because they weren't paying attention. I also am, it's coming across that like there's some sort of altercation at some point too. So I don't know if, you know, he belligerent, I'm getting the word belligerent, I don't know if that's him or somebody else, but I feel like there was a some kind of altercation or something that happened at some point. But the big thing here is drinking, messing around, whatever. They got themselves into a pickle, but it's almost like I keep getting reference to at some point like him stumbling back on the boat, but I also feel like I've had a lot of alcohol or a lot of drinking and mixing, and probably like I feel like maybe they are talking about him being belligerent. So I don't know if there is like a Kyle anywhere or a Bart. It's kind of a weird name. I just went to go give Neptune his meds and I heard those. So I feel like, again, something happened on the boat with an accident because they were drinking and there's this altercation. And I keep getting a stumble back and a hitting of my head, and, you know, between the drinking and the hitting of the head and everything going on, like they weren't supposed to be drinking and driving, or drinking and driving a boat. I keep getting a reference to, like, I don't know if they like hit a rock, or because I know that there's, I didn't listen to it because I was going to do this reading, but I know there was something out about them being towed. But I was getting impressions about that before that came out. That's one reason why I wanted to rush to get this done, because I didn't want any more information to come out before I did this. But I feel like, I don't know if there's like a hole in the boat, or like something was causing, because he said sinking, so something was causing it to sink, like, but it had to do with my dogs are being ridiculous tonight, sorry. It had to do with them, like, I just keep going back to like drinking underage, driving this boat. I feel like the boat belonged to belonged to somebody's parents, because I keep getting a reference to like wealth around it. And there is one guy with like brown hair that is kind of like a leader type that I feel like was Nolan's friend. I feel like, I'm kind of getting that reference similar to what I did with Noah, and like, I know what you did last summer. It's almost like there's an accident and a cover-up, and he's just wanting them to complain and face the consequences, because I feel like, again, his family needs to know, because there was certain things also that was happening that was leading up to this that may have caused an altercation, that because I don't know if the altercation kind of had to do with something that was going on the boat, or something that I feel there's pushing involved, but I don't know if like him and a guy kind of got into it, but but I feel like drinking at the same I always want to cough with him, so I don't know. I don't know that reference, if there's something with the chest. I know that they said drowning, but I know that's because he was found in the water. But again, I get this reference of rolling him over, and then they come up with a story. So it's kind of very similar to that, like, and I mean, it's summer, so I know what you did last summer. Like, I kind of get that reference. Not exactly, but you know what I mean? Like, it comes across as like an accident happened and then they covered it up. And I feel like there's one guy that will finally break, because I don't know if it's the same guy or what. I kind of feel like there's a Shire guy, there's a girl and a guy, and I feel like at some point they're going to come out with the truth, because there's going to be all this pressure on them, and there might be offered a deal or something of that sort. It's kind of like because whatever happened, like, I don't think it was on purpose, but it's the actions of the group that caused it. Like, if they wouldn't have been out on the water driving fast, I feel like they were speeding, and I feel like they were drinking, and I feel like there was this altercation. And so if all that wouldn't have happened, Nolan would still be here. At the same time, he's taking responsibility for his own part in it, for drinking, and he says kind of acting like an asshole or being a little belligerent at some point. So he wants to take responsibility for his thing, but the point is like he wants them to own up and tell the truth, especially for his parents. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing around this. Because I see, like, they come up with this idea because they're panicking. They're panicking. So I don't know. There might be 5. So there might have been 5 on the boat, including him, and then a 6th that knows or something. Because I keep going back to that. Because I feel like there's just 5, 6. He keeps going back 5, 6. So I don't know what that means. I feel like I've been pushed and I'm stumbling back. So I don't know if he got pushed, stumbled back, hit his head. He had been drinking. They had crashed. It's like all intertwined together, this whole situation. So it's kind of hard to read because it feels like a lot of commotion. And it feels like all of these things kind of happened really once, all fast. And there was no like stopping. The back of my head, like my head's throbbing now. But it always has every time I've talked about him. But I still feel like I'd be curious what else the toxicology is going to show. I don't know if he like was smoking weed or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know if anybody else like had a scholarship or things that were coming up that like this could ruin. Because I kind of feel like that, like this is self-protection, if that makes sense. Like they're protecting themselves, but I feel like there's a guy and a girl that aren't. Because it's like they made a pact, like if we do this, we're all in this together. We don't tell on one another, whatever. And I feel like there's video leading up to this from a cell phone that may have gotten thrown in the water. Or I don't know. I also feel that there was information or things that was deleted off of Nolan's phone. So I think that has to do with like things leading up to this, that there was videos and whatnot that was going on. And I'm hearing check the cloud. So I don't know if his like stuff goes up to like his Google account, or I don't know if he had an iPhone or whatever, but how sometimes like I know with my Google account like things go up to the cloud. So he's saying check the cloud. I'm sure they already have, but there's reference to like a phone being thrown in water. I don't know if it's somebody else's. I don't know what's going on tonight with the dogs. Anyways, Bart. Okay. He's saying they will get found out. So I don't. The deeper that's dug, I just think there's a couple that's gonna crack and tell exactly what happened. And they might be offered a deal or something. It might not even be as bad. Like, if they would have just told the truth, it probably wouldn't have been as bad as it would be not telling the truth and them finding out. But this feels like a panicked, like, because of just the situation surrounding it. Like it could have ruined their lives. They wouldn't get their scholarships or, something of that sort. It was going to... like there might be something attached to the scholarship, like, I don't know. But it feels like it would have been Like, they just covered it up because there's panic. There's panic. He says, I'm hearing self-preservation. I keep seeing like a guy driving the boat. He feels like the one that's like, I don't know if he's the most popular or like the leader, but I don't know if this was like his idea. And I feel like there was a girl that was freaking out and had to be, it's like I see like that guy like kind of taking control and like sitting her down and being like, look, has to be this way because of this, this, and this. Do you want to, you know, lose this or that? Because I feel like she was like kind of freaking out, like, I'm gonna tell like this, no, we can't do this way, like that kind of thing. And so they took care of this before any tow came, so I feel like they rolled him, because that's one vision that I keep seeing that, like I said, came randomly, that was like a hit. Yeah, sometimes I get my best visions that are random hits. So I get like I see hands like just pushing him and rolling him over the side of the boat. And I'm wondering if they putted the boat further up. Like to not be in the exact same place. Like it was like sinking and had problems, but I think it was still drivable for a little bit of ways, because I feel like where this happened is not the same place as where they were towed from. And I keep getting a reference like a rock or something that was hit or something that caused some sort of damage. And then I just go back to like him showing me going fast on a boat. Even if it was him by himself, it can be symbolic. It's all in how we perceive it, but that's the kind of the way that's kind of coming across. I don't know why he showed me that. This is really random. Sorry, this is really random. It has nothing to do with the case. But I was drinking a Celsius, and he says, I like those too, or something like that. Now he's showing me the orange one. I don't even drink that one. But it's not going away till I say it. I know it's super random. Maybe it's just an extra validation thing that he wants to throw out in case somebody knows that. I don't know. It's really random. But it won't go away till I say it. So I'm not like an orange lover, so I don't know. But yeah, there's one girl that was like, no, we can't do this. This is not right. I keep getting an A, so I don't know if there's anybody with an A initial, first, middle, or last. But I whenever I get names doesn't necessarily mean in this case I have to say, but I'm hearing like a Tatiana. I don't know if there is one like that. It's kind of a specific name. I wonder, this just feels like very similar to Noah's case as far as like drinking and having a good time and just like teenagers like doing shit they're not supposed to be doing. He says unsupervised. So I also don't know if there was older kids there as well. There's a reference to 21, so maybe, I don't know if someone was 21. I was seeing a reference to someone playing soccer, so I don't know who that is, but they're showing me soccer. Yeah, I feel like somehow they moved this boat from the time that they called and everything, and their story, like they all came up with like the same story. I don't know, maybe someone could tell me, did Nolan like wash up? Was he like, or like found close to a shore or something? Because that's what I'm kind of seeing. And so I don't know if that's how he was found, because like literally like I said, I didn't know anything about the case. I had the vision and then I was told about it, and then I was like, okay, well, I guess this is the next thing I gotta do. But he's showing me like, so if there's like a beach or an island or something like that, and like he's showing me like him like partially out of water, like being seen that way. So again, I don't know if like he kind of washed up or was like kind of close to shore when he was found. It seems relevant as to why he's bringing that up. So maybe somebody can validate that for me. I don't know anything about any of that. I know very little about this case, and that's on purpose. I also feel like there's a significant phone call at some point. I don't know if he called his mom at some point or something. There's also a reference to 6 o'clock evening. So I'm not really sure what that is, but there's a huge to that time frame. I don't know if it's exactly 6, but he's giving me 6. Like 6 o'clock. He's giving it as a time. Random. I hear you love you, Mama. I miss your cooking. So I don't know if like she was a good cook or she used to cook him home cooked meals sometimes, because there's that reference. His parents don't play. He's saying his parents don't play. His parents will get to the bottom of this, because I feel like this was their kid. I'd be interested to know if like they had any other kids, or he feels very like close to his parents, and I kind of get like that only child energy, but I don't know for sure about that. Anybody know if he has a stepbrother? I don't know why that's coming in. I hope that can be validated. I always get kind of nervous when that stuff comes in. Also something about his wallet. Not really sure why he's showing me his wallet. If it was with him or not, that I don't know. And something about an ID, so I don't know if it's like, because he's pulling the ID out of the wallet. I'm not really sure what it means. I don't know if it's like he had a fake ID or what. I don't really know. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, and I don't. So sometimes we have to wait for things to come out to kind of know what they mean. I'm not going to really guess. It's all a matter of perception. I feel like he was a good swimmer, though. That's why this doesn't make sense. So I don't know if he was ever on the swim team, or he was just a good swimmer, because he's referencing like he liked to swim. He was a good swimmer, and that's why this kind of doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I do feel, like I said, I feel like I'm drunk, high, whatever. I kind of get that feeling. So I don't know. It seems like he was drinking more heavily than he would have normally, because this just feels like it was supposed to be like a special time, and I think he maybe overdid it. But I'm also kind of wondering if they didn't like pour some more alcohol to make it even like make his toxicology even like higher alcohol content. So if he was found, they could be like, well, he was drunk. That I'm just wondering, because I'm wondering if that wasn't part of the cover-up, if that's even possible, if you can pour alcohol down someone to kind of make their alcohol level higher. Rimfot has a lot of opinions tonight. I also, I want to do an EVP on this too. Yeah, I feel like there's a pact, with everybody. Like, they don't know what happens, but there's a pact that they won't tell. Because as long as one doesn't tell on the other, then they're all safe. Do you know what I mean? So there's like this pact, almost like a blood pact kind of thing. I think the same kind of thing happened in Noah's case. And the people involved had a lot to lose, so. And I think even with the girl, there might be some fear. Like, not only did they kind of, make her feel like this was the only way, but there's probably some fear there too. I think she was really fucking against it, and she might be the weak link for a deal. I don't know if there's an Ashley. It's interesting because it's also an A name, but just hang on to the names. I don't know how they're connecting. And a Trevor. Oh. Sometimes they fit these cases, sometimes they don't. I need you to hang on to them. I don't know if there's been a burial or will be a burial or what this is, because he shows me like a female, I want to say it's mom, putting flowers on a grave. So I don't really know if that's like future or what, because I'm not really sure what. There's definitely an accident on the boat, and again there's an altercation, and it's just like it's a whole. Like, I think it happened on the boat, like I said, because of what was going on. This is definitely, in my opinion, it's not really foul play. It's more like an accident, but then it was covered up because of fear, self-preservation, all of that, because of everything that's involved in it. Kind of like we can get away with covering it up. And he feels betrayed in that way because he said he would have never done that to them. But as far as it being like premeditated or something, it doesn't come across that way. It's just something that just happened. Something that happened tragically because of, again, drinking, possible altercation, driving too fast, all of that. Because I keep seeing him stumble back and hitting his head, like that keeps coming up. And I don't know if I feel like it kind of, I don't know if he tried to like grab the wheel, or because I keep going to the guy driving the boat, but then I kind of like feel like Nolan is up there with him, and then there's like it feels like an altercation. I don't know. And then I'm getting like an elbow or a push or something. And where I don't know where the engine is on this boat. Is it like, is the engine underneath or on the outside? Somehow, but I definitely feel like I stumbled back, hit my head, and then that's when, like, he was dying and everybody started freaking out. And then he's taking me to the recording. Like I said, I only heard a bit. I turned it off. Like, I only heard a bit in peace, and I turned it off because I was going to do this reading. But whoever called is significant. Like, whoever was on the phone at the time is significant. I don't know if it's his boat, because he's talking about him. He says the truth will come out. The truth will set you free. So I feel like that's all he really wants. He understands, like, what happened. Things were, his life was cut short. He gets the soul contract, but at the same time, and we just had Saturn go into retrograde, so there will be accountability because this happened prior to that. I feel like there will be accountability, and it's interesting. It's in a communication house, so through communication, there will be accountability, karma. In case anybody knows about Saturn and retrograding, it does bring up karma. So anybody that's wronged anybody, it kind of just comes back to bite them in the ass. And I kind of really feel like there'll be some truth to your communication, whether that be phone conversations, communications. I keep going back to that girl. Like, maybe she tells. Maybe they finally get her to speak up. I feel like I keep going to the name Ashley. I don't like that name keeps popping up for some reason, or something similar. But I usually hear the names as they are. So I think we'll know. There's reference to August, like the beginning of August. So he's taking me to August 1st to some piece of information, but then I feel like August 5th is also significant. So I'm curious, because August 1st is Saturday. Curious. There's something going to happen in court, so I don't know, because he's banging a gavel at me, so that tells me there's going to be something with court. Whether it turns into a criminal case or there's a civil case, but I definitely feel like there will be a civil case. But I feel like there could be a criminal case, but it's more along the lines of like covering up the crime, lying to police. Because I feel like there could have been life-saving measures, possibly. I don't know, though, because the way that I feel like everything happened between... and I don't even know if maybe he was even deceased when they rolled him in the water. Maybe they just thought he was. Because I feel like I'm kind of in that in-between kind of space, I guess. Twilight, he says. So like maybe like a... I don't know. I'm kind of not sure if he was completely gone at that point. It's not really coming. I just keep seeing them rolling him in the water. That just keeps repeating and repeating. So it's definitely significant. You know, and then they had to get all their stories straight or whatever. I feel like this is gonna come to a quick. I mean, I don't know. It kind of feels like kind of things like because his parents are like gonna push or are pushing so hard. I feel like that's a big part of it, but he's showing me a cross necklace, or I don't know, something he always wore. But I'm definitely getting referenced like a gold, like I'm pretty sure it's. I don't know if it's gold or not, but I've seen a cross around his neck. So I don't know if his family is also like into like, you know, if he had faith, they have faith. But there's that reference. And sorry, I'm telling you, there's something with lungs or throat. Like I always want to cough kind of with him. Yeah, he keeps showing me that cross now. So it's something he always wore or what the significance is, but yeah, he says I had big plans. I was going off to college, so I don't know if like I feel like his parents were pretty proud of him. I feel like he was a good kid. He was well-rounded. You know, he usually didn't get into trouble. He had a lot of things going for him. You know, but I also feel like he was kind of down to earth too, and like just like chill. Well, I'm getting the sign of Capricorn. I don't know who that would be. Any of the signs, sun, rising, moon, but I sometimes they give me astrology signs, so I don't know who that would be. And the sign of Libra. So again, I don't know. I don't know if you like to play cards or poker or something. That's not I'm kind of seeing, unless it's symbolic. Maybe there was a poker night or something sometimes. I'm not sure, but there's reference to like cards and like chips. Or someone did. I don't know if I'm getting this because I don't know if this is something that was future planned or what, but I'm hearing sand and surf aloha. So it reminds me of like Hawaii. So I don't understand that. I don't know who's the hot-headed person. He's saying hot-headed, so I don't know if that was him or someone else, but Why do you keep going back to his phone? But it's like someone sending text or something from his phone, or having this phone afterwards as part of a cover-up and doing something with it. But I keep getting a reference like sending specific texts or messages, so that's kind of weird. I don't know if that's like to throw the timeline off or what that was about. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I wonder if he was like really close to his mom, because he keeps bringing her up. So I'm wondering if they had like a close relationship. She's pretty intuitive. He says she hasn't even had the time to grieve. So he's a little concerned about her because she's pushing so hard for justice and truth that he's saying she's overwhelmed and, you know, worried she's not taking care of herself. I feel like she's not sleeping well. You know, this is a mom's worst nightmare. So there's a reference to Mother's Day, so I don't know if there was something at like this last Mother's Day, if he gave her something, or they spent time together. Or he's taking me back to this last Mother's Day, a significant day for them, or, you know, memories that he wants her to think about. I feel like there's a video somewhere like this. I can't let go of like the fact that it feels like there was filming going on like prior to this, or pictures or something. And I do feel like there's things that were deleted, but I'm not sure exactly off of what or where that is. But I keep going to like a phone, so I feel like it's recoverable in some way. I don't know. I keep going to that though, because I keep seeing like them on the boat, like, you know, messing up, having a good time, and someone like there's someone recording or taking pictures or whatever. I keep going to that. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I'm gonna get for now. There's a reference to 55, so I don't know if that's like a number or something. And 67. Again, I don't know. These could be jersey numbers or something. I'm not really sure. He says, tell my family I love them very much. I feel like it's a close-knit family, you know what I mean? Close-knit family dynamics. And going back to like, I don't know if he's an only child or if he's just like older and like there's like a age gap or what, like, or if he was an only child for a certain amount of time. I'm not really sure. It's like I get that energy, but like I'm not too sure about it. I do feel like there's a brother. I don't know if it's a brother or stepbrother, or what that is, but I'm hearing Mary, but I don't know if that's like a family or something. Alright, I think that's it for this session. Because I feel like the more that I keep trying, I just might pull random shit. So, you know, there's only so much I can get in a session that's actually pretty long. Channeling by myself is something new that I tried. I actually tried it on Celeste and Lynette, and it seems like I try it on the cases that I feel like they're the strongest, and I can get the most information or whatever. So it's something new that I've been trying. It's not always easy to channel by yourself, but I'm kind of getting the hang of it. But I will try to use other means to validate this. So you guys can let me know what you know about it in the comments, and hopefully this was accurate. I try to do the best I can to perceive everything the way that it's supposed to come through. So thank you for your support again. It's truly appreciated. The more support that I receive in any way, shape, or form, the more that I can bring these cases to you.